Okay, so another question that's honestly super straightforward, but that relates to this idea of CAPM. Now, once again, how am I going to go about this? Well, I'm going to go about it as if I was studying for a class on Intro to Finance, either for high school, either for CJEP, I don't know, higher levels of education, such as university or graduate studies. So like this, you'll get a sense of how do we go about this? And really the first step to do is have your formula sheet open. Always have that on your side because it'll be the best tool to identify, well, what formula do I need to use when solving these exam questions? Because often, or more often than not, the only thing that you gotta do is solve for just one missing piece of the puzzle within your formula. And I'll showcase the steps right here. So let's go through it. So we have the Trash Taste podcast, okay? And Trash Taste podcast has a beta of 1.20. And we know that the risk-free rate is 2.8, while the return on the market is 5.28%. And we're going to ask you, hey, what is the required rate of return on the firm's equity? Okay. Before even moving forward, we already know what chapter we're dealing with. I mean, we saw words like beta, the risk-free rate, the return on the market, and the firm's required rate of return on their equity. If it doesn't make sense already and you don't have your formula sheet open next to you, you would know that this is CAPM, right? This is a classic case of CAPM. So the first thing that I want to do once I've identified that is just write the only single formula we have under CAPM that really matters, and that's quite literally the SML formula, or to sound redundant, the CAPM formula. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write it at the top of your sheet, okay? We want to have it in front of us because then it's only a question of solving for the missing piece of our puzzle. It's as easy as that, okay? So we know that CAPM, okay, has a formula for the SML, the security market line, and it's equal to K, whoops, yeah, oh, I guess it's K is equal to RF plus beta times the market risk premium, which is ERM minus RF, okay? And then what you want to do is you just want to look for these 4 or maybe even 3 different parameters within your question. You want to look for them, okay? Because then we're just going to solve for the missing piece of the puzzle. It's as easy as that. High school algebra, if you will. So we know that we have our beta. So beta is equal to 1.2. It's already there. We can highlight that within our formula. We know that we have that. We know that our RF, our risk-free rate, is equal to 2.8%. That's amazing stuff. So already there, we could highlight that in our formula. And look at that. We're only missing one thing, and that's the return on the market. So ERM. ERM is equal to 5.28%. And just like that, we have everything we need from our formula. And what's funny is our mission, our purpose on this question is to solve for the required rate of return. Come on, it's easy. The required rate of return is something that we denote as being K. And look at that. The formula gives us K. That's the output. This is what we're solving for. Okay? This is the missing piece. So what you want to do now, super straightforward, simply solve for K. So what we're going to do is K is going to be equal to 2.8% plus 1.20 times 5.28% minus 2.8%. Now, first time doing the question myself, we're going to plug this in within our little equation solver, and that's going to tell us exactly what the answer is. It's as easy as that. We're going to see whether I can do basic math together. Okay? And your answer will be, if you didn't already have it, it's going to be simple. It's going to be 5.776%. And that's going to be your required rate of return according to the capital asset pricing model. And we're going to leave it at that. We're going to make it as simple as that. This is how you solve one of the easiest questions available under the CAPM chapter within your Intro to Finance class or your CFA class, or whatever personal thing you want to do that relates to beta and CAPM. It's as easy as it gets. It doesn't take any more feedback than this, but it may be something that you see on an assignment, exam, or homework. So now you know. Hopefully this was helpful. There's a bunch more, a very large set of resources available to you on my website, on my YouTube, on my whatever. They're all there. Use them to your advantage. It's meant to be helpful and it's free. I mean, come on. It's the best place to get access to actual human, ways of learning. It's done for free. So hopefully this was helpful.